Welcome to my documentary, Underground Identity. We will be going over the biggest influences, the earliest stages, the era a lot of people recognize as their favorite for SoundCloud rap, the aesthetics that the whole scene creates, the biggest artists coming out of the underground music scene, how the US versus the UK scene differs, and the future of the music scene as a whole. But before anything else, we should start with one of the most influential bands of the modern music scene, who've influenced monumental artists such as Kanye West, Clams Casino, Black Kray, A$AP Rocky, Wika Phase, and even Charli XCX. Salem formed in 2006. The trio consisted of Heather Marlatt, Jack Donahue, and John Holland. They started by just creating music privately on MySpace before they released their first EP in 2008 titled Yes, I Smoke Crack, which picked up a lot of traction because of the controversial title. Then 2 years later, they released King Night, an album which really boosted their fame and refined their sound. Their track Asia was featured on the show Skins on Season 5, Episode 5. This helped them break into a much larger audience than before. One of the earliest adopters into the rap genre was Black Kray, who was credited as one of the pioneers of the underground emo rap sound. The song Hydrocone was one of the earliest songs to use the Witch House sound. He, however, has not stuck to a single sound over the years, constantly evolving his style. In 2014, he released what would be his biggest song titled Princess Cuts My Wrist. If you use TikTok, you'd probably recognize it. Moving on to what's referenced as the golden era of the SoundCloud rap scene, which was led by Lil Peep and Lil Tracy. Luckily, I was able to go to watch Lil Tracy's Blood Moon tour to be able to see him perform firsthand, which gave a strong insight into the community revolving around this scene. Both Lil Peep and Lil Tracy's effects on the music scene as a whole were monumental, changing the way people viewed the emo rap genre by bringing it into the mainstream. They shifted the stereotype of rap fans into something new, allowing people to feel vulnerable publicly within those scenes without fear. And next, we have the artist I feel has the strongest aesthetic creation in the underground music scene, Cemetery. He is a solo independent artist from California whose influences consist of Salem, Chief Keef, Gucci Mane, Memphis Rap, and a lot of black metal bands, notably Life Lover. His lyricism reflects his aesthetic just as strongly, as it's very deep-rooted in politics and has a lot of influence in horror films such as The Blair Witch Project, Friday the 13th, and Evil Dead, which creates a very sincere postmodern aesthetic-driven sound. His aesthetic isn't only in the music he creates, it creeps into the rest of his online presence, often seen wearing True Religion, Robin jeans, New Rock's Affliction, and BB belts, blending the 2013 Chief Keef style with a more alternative look to create his personal identity. However, a lot of people's criticisms are that many music artists copy each other and start sounding all the same, especially in the UK underground music scene. I'm partial to this opinion, but I feel like there are a lot of standout artists who come out from the US, like Smoke Dope 2016, who creates this dreamy, easy to listen to sound which is almost like a cloud rap revival. But the UK also has a lot of standout artists like Fake Mink, who's one of the fastest growing artists out of the scene, alongside SD Kid, who within a few years has gone from 0 monthly listeners to 12 million. So the future of the music scene, I feel like would be very creative driven, removing the barriers of music artists only making music and letting them create in more ways to express themselves.